Hi, Michaela from Truth and Mental Health asked me to send a little video about my experience of mental health, being a man, and I wanted to take a video after I've been on a run, because I think it's easy to do a nice little video when I'm calm and sat at home, but I wanted to do it when I'm dripping wet, feeling pretty ragged, because that's what life's like. And I'm going to be 38 next week, actually, on June the 11th, and maybe till the start of this year, so around 37 years of my life, I've been someone who's tried to put a brave face on things. I've always prided myself in being able to soldier on, to hit the goal, to push through any barriers. And whilst all those things are quite good, I think you also need to be thinking about that life's not just a sprint, it's more like a marathon, and we need to think about finishing the race. And you can't think about finishing the race if you don't consider your mental health or the state of your mind and your thought processes. So I've had to, this year, through various circumstances, really look at how I think about myself, how I think about others, and it's been really hard, because let's be honest, as men, we want to be heroes, we want to save the world, we all want to be like Avengers. I've always wanted to be like Iron Man, thinking that we can save the world. And that's okay, but actually the thing that the world needs to see and people around us need to see is that actually we can't do it. we can't cope often, we don't know what we're doing, because the world needs to see humility and brokenness. So many people look to me as a leader. I'm a follower of Jesus. I'm considered someone quite pioneering, but I'm realizing that the more vulnerable I am and the more honest about my weaknesses and my failings, that actually it's more helpful to people. People don't want to have someone who they think is perfect, who has all the answers. Actually, it makes people feel inferior. So I've actually seen that it's really, really helpful to be honest with yourself. Me and my wife celebrated 17 years of marriage a couple of days ago, actually, and I want to tell you, marriage is the biggest mission in life, because you become one with someone who's very different from you, and you enter into a loving decision to serve someone else, even if they do things that's horrible to you, because marriage, like life, is finishing well. We ain't going to be splitting up and divorcing, however hard it is, because we believe that we made a commitment to each other and before God, and that's what love is. So if we're going to see, actually we've been going to see a marriage counsellor to work on our faith, work on our marriage, because it's not a failure to recognise weakness and to work on things. So if you're married, if you're a husband or a father, or you're in a long-term relationship, I'd encourage you, don't leave it too late before you start working on yourself. So I want to leave one final thought. As I mentioned, I'm a follower of Jesus, and one person that I admire in the Bible is the Apostle Paul, and he was a pretty remarkable man, pretty strong man. He had a real strong calling and vision for his life, but he began to realize that actually it was his weakness and his vulnerability that actually was his great strength. So I want to encourage you men to start seeing that being weak and vulnerable is a strength, because not only will it help you in the long run, but it will also actually help other people to see that, hey, there's someone else who's trying to work it through. So yeah, keep being men, and keep thinking about what's it going to take to finish your race, not just do this sprint or look good or have an impact, because we want to leave a legacy as men for our families and our children and for generations to come.